Governor Gavin Newsom sets up a new apartment for someone who once experienced homelessness through his Project Homekey initiative. He gathers new items, helps make the bed, and writes a note. Quote, "Welcome home, emphasis home. Congrats on the next phase of your life. The best is yet to come."
Pride in this context. I mean, it's a big deal.
The governor announcing nearly $700 million in new funds for Project Homekey, which will build 2,500 units like this one.
Create a pathway for solving the crisis of our time, homelessness.
The governor admits more than 150,000 Californians currently living on the street is unacceptable.
Decades of neglect led us to the conditions that we're experiencing today. Radical new strategies and approaches, and you should expect radically different results in the next few years.
Project Homekey started at the beginning of the pandemic, and at first the focus was on converting old hotels and motels. Now it's expanded to include places like this. Pico Square was supposed to be market rate apartments. Now they'll be offering supportive services here, including those that are experiencing mental illness and drug addiction.
The state pledging $83 million for operations, including social services.
What kind of supportive services will they get at a place like this? And what do you say to people that are concerned about people who are struggling with those issues moving into their neighborhoods?
People don't want them in their backyard because they're nervous and scared about that. And one of the great things about the Homekey model is the technical assistance that comes with it from the state.
So far, the state has pledged $3.75 billion overall for the Homekey program. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti is a big supporter. I asked him about the size of this crisis.
Obviously, this is though like a drop in the bucket for the big problem out there.
I would say this is a splash more than a drop, and splashes become buckets full, and buckets full become, a torrent. We were doing 300 of these units a year when I started 9 years ago. This year we'll have more than 3,000.
Congresswoman Karen Bass says if she's elected LA mayor, she'll continue this.
This is an example of the solution.
Newsom didn't take this chance to endorse Bass in her run against businessman Rick Caruso, who became a Democrat earlier this year.
I've tried to stay out of these dem-on-dem races as a rule.
He talked on camera for the first time about his decision to veto a bill that would have allowed safe drug injection sites for heroin in Los Angeles, Oakland, and San Francisco.
This is a commitment through this legislation for unlimited number of these sites with no plans that have been attached.
Do you like the concept?
I've said this in the past, I've always been open. In fact, in the veto, made that point. But it's going to be on different terms than open-ended terms.
Vote yes on 27.
And he weighed in on Prop 27, an initiative to legalize sports betting that is blanketing the airwaves of California with ads claiming that the measure will help fight homelessness.
Perhaps that initiative will provide a few dollars. I'm not supporting or opposing it. I haven't even given a lot of thought. But it is not a homeless initiative.